Hey, welcome to the ConfDAD Podcast. My name is Dan Tinquist, your host here, and this podcast is existing to help you understand your kids better, to help you learn how to see them, to help you learn how to hear them, and to know them on a deeper level. You know, parenting is not easy, and it's hard to admit it, right? It's hard to admit I don't have it all together, or even if it's easy for you to admit that you don't have it all together, oftentimes it's hard to ask for help. You know, we hear it said it takes a village to raise these kids right into strong, confident, interdependent adults, but the reality is it's very hard to ask for help in our day and age, and that's why we're here. We're here to help, we're here to serve, and we're here to help you understand your kids in a different way, in maybe a better way, so that you can see them for who they are. See the inner workings of how they've been gifted and where their struggles are at, where their victories are at, and see them and therefore get to know them a little better. And then also to hear them, like when they talk and when they ask you questions and when they ask for help or when they want to just tell you a story, what does it look like? How are you engaging with your kids? Now, there's no such thing as a perfect parent. I don't believe in that. I don't think any of us are perfect in our parenting. Some are better than others naturally, but all of us have blind spots in our parenting. And the idea behind what we offer is helping you understand your blind spots so that you can work on those things with a coach and understand yourself better so that you can understand your role as a parent better, and eventually get to the place of understanding your kids better. So that's why we're here. That's why we exist and why we want to serve you and your kids. There's no perfect parent. There's no handbook, but we together can become the village that it takes to raise these kids into confident, interdependent adults. See, our role as parents isn't to create codependent kids. Everyone will line up and agree to that. They'll say, no, I don't want a codependent child because what that means is a lot of negative things. So I want an independent, a strong, independent daughter, a strong, independent son. And I'm going to challenge that for this sake. We humans are interdependent beings. We are not independent. We've been sold this lie, actually, that we can do it on our own. We don't need anyone else. We should be able to live independently, but that's just a lie. The food that you ate this morning, did you grow it all yourself? Did you feed the animals that became your eggs? Did you produce all of the food that you've eaten? Did you make your sofa? Did you build your car? See what I'm getting at here? Like, there's no such thing as true independence, and so believing that we can raise kids to become independent is just a lie. Now, we don't want to go the other direction and be helicopter parents and create codependent children, and so the sweet spot in the middle is interdependence. Let me talk for a little bit about what I mean when I say interdependence. It means understanding our kids in the degree that we know their strengths, so we know the gifts that they've been born with and what they have to offer the world. We kind of see the boundaries within which they have been placed, like saying to your kid, you can be anything, honey. I mean, unless you're talking about kind, generous, thoughtful, smart, like all the things that we can learn, then yeah, you can be anything that you can learn. But believing that me, as a 5'5" guy who hasn't grown since 8th grade, could make it in the NBA, maybe not impossible, but near impossible. Not to mention that I was a wrestler and couldn't make a shot to save my life. Yes, I might be the same height as Muggsy Bogues for those of you who remember him, but that's not the point. The point is that I never was going to play in the NBA. And we feel like it's bad to tell our kids what their limits are. I'm not saying tell them they can't dream. I'm not saying tell them that they're limited in their life and their options. But the reality is that they are to a degree. And so it's our job as parents to learn those strengths that our kids have, to learn kind of what are the limits that we have. Some are artistic, some are musical, some are really intelligent with math or science, and some have other gifts. And so we are called to watch, to see how our kids have their way in this world. That's what we're drawn into as parents. That's kind of our job. And then as we see them and we watch them, we can hear what they have to say. We can hear what their deepest fears are, what their biggest dreams are. We can hear what they want for supper. We can hear who they want to play with and what activities they want to engage in. And as we listen to their cries for help, for their screams of delight, all of those things, we get to know our kids in a deeper way. And so a lot of times parents will say things like, "Oh, I love my kids. Honey, I love you. I love you." Well, kids need more than love. Every human being deeply desires to be seen, to be heard, and ultimately to be known for who they are. Often it could be said that people don't know the full extent of who you are, who I am, because they only see this little snippet. And yet parents, we have this unique opportunity, hopefully for 18 years, to spend a majority of time with these tiny humans, these soon-to-be adults, and get to know them and get to understand them in a deep way so that we can indeed say, "I love you," and "I love you," and you know that. How do you know that? Because I see you, I hear you, and I know you. So when I say I love you, it matches the words coming out of my mouth, match the actions, the lived experience that they have in our home. That's what we're working towards. And so when you learn how to see your kids, when you learn how to hear them for who they are, and you get to know them through these simple exercises and practices that I teach, then you're able to create an interdependent spirit in them. And they start to understand, I'm strong here, I don't need help here. That's great. We celebrate that. And then we say, but where are you weak? Where do you need help? And we teach them it's okay to ask for help. We teach them actually it's a good thing to lean on community, to lean on the people that are around us and say, I need help here. And so in so doing, we're not just encouraging them to chase their dreams and to follow their passions and the thing that will make them feel the most alive, but we're also helping them know that you're not going to get there on your own. You're not going to reach your dreams just because you want to. You're going to reach your dreams because you know where you need help and you're willing to ask for it. And you know yourself well enough, and your parents know you well enough to help you find the people that you need. But we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here. This is long-term 30,000-foot view of what does it mean to raise interdependent children. What does it mean to see our kids and to hear our kids and to know them better than anyone else knows them? See, by doing this, by being parents that see their kids, that hear their kids, and that know them, we are creating the safest environment that they know at home. For many kids, the safest environment has been schools. That's not very safe right now to some extent. Kids are scared to go to school because of all of the violence that has been happening in our schools in the United States. And so we can work towards that. We can work towards a resolution. But I also want to encourage us to work towards making home the safest place. The place that they both come with their wildest dreams and excitement and joy and passion, and the place that they come with their biggest mistakes. Do we want our kids running from us when they make a big mistake or break a rule, or do we want them coming to us, running to us and saying, I screwed up, and I'm sorry, and how can I do better next time? What a gift. Think about back to your childhood. If you had a parent like that or you had a home like that, it's such a gift to fail in a safe place. And what is growing up if it's not failing and learning from it? We can hide from our failures and try to cover up our mistakes and therefore wreak havoc in our lives later on as we have midlife crises and all these things. Or we can create a space for our kids where it's safe to fail. It's safe to explore who they are and to be known at home because they know that they're going to be seen. They know that they're going to be heard. And they know that they're known. What a gift. So I'm excited about this journey, excited to talk through all of these concepts and get to the quote unquote how to, though it's very different for each child and each home and each parent. But this is the journey that we're beginning. Building strong, interdependent adults and creating a home environment where your kids feel safe because they are seen, because they are heard, and because they are known by you, their parent or guardian or foster parent or grandparent. It's for all of us as we do everything we can to give these kids what they need to grow into healthy adulthood. Thanks for joining. We'll see you on the next episode. Again, my name is Dan. I'm the host here on the ConfDAD Podcast. Catch you next time.